Hello, Cooper.
Hi, George.
Do you want to know something horrible?
Oh God, no, what?
80% of our lovely podcast enjoyers,
What about them?
they're not actually subscribed on YouTube.
You're joking.
I'm not.
What are we gonna do then?
I've got no idea. Maybe this might encourage them to subscribe to our YouTube.
Now, wouldn't that be amazing?
You got that right. We're talking to you now.
Yeah. You.
If you're not already subscribed, now would be a perfect time to do so.
And if you're already subscribed, just subscribe again.
Exactly. No time like the present. Be a nostalgia beta today.
Yippee! Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bait. I am joined today by the biggest clown of them all, George Sheard. Say hello, George.
Every time. I don't even insult you anymore, and I get it in the neck every fucking
We're catching
week.
strays every episode.
Hello.
It's just too
I'm
easy.
I'm the Joker, baby. Welcome to the episode, everyone.
Welcome to episode 33. 33? Yeah,
33. Bloody
of
hell.
Nostalgia Bait, yeah. Odd numbers. It's weird hosting an odd number episode.
It's weird
It's a strange
not
one.
being joined by Josh Carr.
Yeah.
He was here last week. We had our first guest episode. That was weird.
He's moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah,
I.e.
yeah.
his own podcast.
His own podcast. So have I. I've moved on to his podcast as well. Fuck this. Anyway, not the fucking walkout, man. Jesus Christ.
The walkout.
Oh God.
But yeah, today, by our funny intro, our circus-like intro,
Haha.
we're talking about Joker 2.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do just a general talk on, because I've not seen Joker 2 yet. I've not had the
So
chance.
we got our sort of scheduled kind of things
Yeah.
going on here. This was kind of supposed to come out last week and kind of swap places,
Yeah.
but we haven't really had the right.
I have thrown an absolute spanner in our planning works. The Josh Carr was supposed to come out this week. The Joker was supposed to be last week. We didn't have a chance to film both.
Yeah,
so
you've. I wasn't
yeah,
blaming
this
Cooper, but he's blaming himself,
it's
so
on me.
you can take
no,
it.
I don't. I don't play. I take. I was gonna say action, responsibility.
It's fine.
Like, you know,
I don't.
that one's on me, bro.
But basically, yeah, we were sort
Yeah,
of
we're gonna talk
wanting
about
to
Joker
talk about Joker, but we haven't watched it as of recording, and
Yeah.
by the time this comes out, it'll have been out a week, so it's not the best. But also, I think it'd be a good opportunity to kind of talk about it,
Yeah.
what we expect it to be, and then you can just laugh about it. If you've already seen it and you know what it is, then you're gonna just fucking laugh at this and how stupid our
I
predictions
hope-
might be.
Do I hope you laugh at the movie more than you laugh at us, or do I hope you laugh at us more than you laugh at the movie?
Hopefully us, because we're a sort of entertainment podcast, and the movie is depressing.
That's oh yeah, it's not a comedy movie.
It's not a comedy. Are you getting confused?
Yeah, I'm
You're getting confused with Pixels,
I'm
mate.
getting confused.
Comedy of the
I guess.
century.
The comedy of the century.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the first Joker came out in 2019, around the same time of year, October. So getting
wild.
a lot of nostalgia. That was 5 years ago. Fucking hell! Oh God.
Jesus.
You've seen the first one. Tell me you've seen the first
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
I've seen the first one.
What did you think when you were going into it? Because for me, I was sort of following the production from like day one. I was fascinated as soon as they announced it. I was like, a Joker standalone film is just like exactly like right up my street. I was like, this is really cool.
I remember following not following the production, but I remember being so hyped for it. I remember seeing the trailers and stuff coming up for the first one, and I remember going to see it. And I remember the thing I remember most about it is it's the first half of it is so tame, and then around the halfway point, or maybe just after, it completely switches and it's so like violent and gruesome, and I absolutely loved it about it. Like I love it's like it's just a completely different take on Joker, I think, and I think it's so well done and so well written. Joaquin Phoenix is just so good.
Yeah, that's my dilemma with this film. But the first
Really?
film is it's kind of like it's a brilliant film, and when I first saw it, I was like, "This is incredible," and it's really well put together.
Okay, so many memes.
Your memes aside, though, it's a good film. It has a lot going for it. My problem with it was it wasn't very original, but I think that like it's still good and it still gets credit for being good, even if you're emulating other stuff. So long as you're sort of self-aware, and they definitely were self-aware. So the inspirations for this film, I regret to say, I hadn't seen the films that it was kind of inspired by before Joker, so I saw Joker first. I was like, oh, this is sick. And then I watched Taxi Driver, and then I watched The King of Comedy, and I'm like, oh, it's the same film, effectively.
I didn't realise that it was imitating, like it was.
The interesting thing is Robert De Niro is the lead character in both.
Yeah.
And Robert De Niro obviously plays the talk show host Maury in the first Joker film, right? And I think that's... Yeah, it's one of those ones where I'm like, it's sort of not original but still good, so where does it stand? It's still a good film, but I'm not...
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it all its flowers for its incredible original vision. What they've basically done is they've made the same effective film as like an amalgamation of Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, but put like a Joker skin over it, right? So you've got
I'd have to watch those movies because I actually had no idea that it was heavily inspired, I guess.
I mean, Taxi Driver is Taxi Driver, right? But like Taxi Driver is famously a very good film, but I would actually argue King of Comedy is the better of the two films. I got more enjoyment out of King of Comedy, and I would actually say King of Comedy is probably the one that Joker is emulating the most. 100%. The King of Comedy is very like... No, I haven't seen it in a few years, bear in mind. Probably about 3 or 4 years since I've seen it. But from what I remember, it's very similar, where it's like a man with mental health issues. He thinks he's like a big upcoming comedian, wants to be on this show so badly, really like gunning for it, tries to like break into like all that sort of thing, and it comes to the point of him kidnapping like the daughter of like an executive on the TV show just so he can be let on, and he is let on, and that's all he wanted. You know, it's like from what I remember, it's about that, where it's sort of like he gets everything he ever wanted.
It rings a bell now what you
and
say,
and he wins, but he gets arrested, obviously, whatever. But it's
so I guess it is something like you can see the ties and stuff, but it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's like I know what you mean, saying like, oh, it's not original, so it can't get it. I mean, obviously, everything's inspired by everything, isn't it? Like,
nothing's truly original nowadays. I feel like there's a lot of emulation from other things, and even if it's not, you can draw similarities between films. I think that's absolutely fair enough.
I like that it's separate as well. I like that it's not tied to any other DC.
That's
movies.
the best bit
about
it.
Completely on its own.
There's rumors about the new one. And all I've heard,
what, being set in certain worlds? Or
no. As in, like, people are really like, I either like oh my god, the ending is fucking incredible, and oh my god, the ending is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's terrible.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is... No, I think it's something probably more than that. I feel like it's either going to be like some character shows up or something like that, or they're just going to like... Or they'll just like kill him off.
Yeah, that was basically the other thing, wasn't it?
But I don't know what they're going to do, and it's this whole thing, and Doctor Who fans, you need to fucking learn this as well. You judge something when it's out, right? I haven't seen it. I'm not going to read a Reddit leak and be like, this is what I know I haven't read whatever's been talked about.
This is absolute cinema.
Exactly, you can't say it's good, you can't say it's bad because you haven't seen the film, because you haven't seen it in the context of what they're trying to do. You can read something on Reddit and it might be what happens in the film, but it doesn't mean that it's exactly what's going to happen in the film, you know, beat by beat by beat. And I think that's the interesting thing about this new one, is that like and we'll talk about it, like, because I wasn't excited for it, and now I actually kind of am, because I'm like, I don't know what they could do with this ending that's going to make it so controversial.
I was so on the fence about it for ages, and then when the first trailer came out, I was like, okay, yeah. Because the musical thing, I was like, oh, I do not know how this is going to go. But then when the trailer came out, I was like, this could actually kind of bang, and I think it might actually kind of bang. Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn, I genuinely think could be in.
When they announced it, I was like, this is the worst decision I've ever seen. In terms of like bringing Harley Quinn into this, I was like, I'm sick of seeing Harley Quinn. Like, don't get me wrong, great character, but like, you can't. Margot Robbie's comic book like iteration of that is perfect. But this is a different universe in it, and I think that's the thing I struggle to comprehend.
And it's an origin. It's a Harley Quinn origin story as well, from what I can gather, which. We obviously know. I know that I can't think of when a Harley Quinn origin story has been done in one of the movies. Margot Robbie didn't have
properly.
it.
Well, that's the thing I respect about the Joker film. Is it's not anything to do with the comics. It's not in a wider universe. Bruce Wayne's in it. Alfred's in it. Thomas Wayne's in it. but I like that it's so separate because you can do anything with that. You're taking the characters and you've got full creative license to make your own story with it, and I think that's what works about Joker. You can't watch Joker and be like, well, hang on a minute, he didn't fall into the acid bath in Ace Chemicals, so this isn't his actual origin story yet. His suit is still red, it's not purple yet, which means he hasn't actually completed his origin story yet. It's like, they're not going to do it. They're probably not going in that direction, so just leave it. I remember the rumours when the film came out, it was like it would end with him in Ace Chemicals. I was
just about to say.
And I was at the time, I was like, oh, that's going to be cool. And then I watched it, and I was like, I'm so glad that didn't happen because it's such a better film because of it.
Yeah, it's more fun, I think. I think it takes a very good creative licensing view on Joker. Like, it still is Joker. The character traits, all that kind of stuff is still Joker, but it's just
it's the beginning of Joker, isn't it? And I think
it's a different origin story, but it's nice. It's like you miss out on all that, like the chemical stuff's cool. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool for a villain, the Batman stuff, yeah. But in a world where it's just him and he is just causing chaos in a city, like, you know, I don't want this acid bath stuff. I don't want all the I cut my own face kind of stuff. Like, it's like I like the way they've done Joker for. He feels right. He feels like he is a villain in a city. He doesn't feel like he's a villain in a city where the superheroes and other villains, if that makes sense.
Well, this is my thing of, like, what I would really love, and this is completely hypothetical, like, obviously just kind of when the rumours were going around of, like, the ending is controversial, this is when I started to really, like, cook in my brain, where I'm like, what I would really love to happen, this might age completely horrendously, given that I've already seen the film by the time this comes out, what I'd love to happen, and I know people would hate in some capacity, I'd love if they killed him off. I'd love if this was not that Arthur Fleck isn't the Joker.
Oh, that would be.
I would think it would be so brave of them to kill him off, and he be the catalyst of a movement which inspires the real Joker, which breeds that real brother. Because I don't think that at his heart, Arthur is a bad guy, right? In the film, he murders people, right? But before that, the whole thing is it's driven by poverty, it's driven by class, and it causes an uprising, and it's all this whole sort of thing. It's a political thing, and I'm interested to see where they take that in this film.
Guys, he's just unwell.
But it's interesting because I'm sort of like this whole like thing of a movement. In the trailer, there's someone else dressed up as his Joker running after him. And I'm like, there's so much of that kind of vibe going on. But what I was interested in is that he doesn't keep the Joker makeup on throughout the whole film. Mm-hmm. But he's still Arthur Fleck, right? He's not the Joker in this. That's the character.
It would be amazing to have, and to be and much of it it's not going to happen. But imagine the end of the movie is they kill him off, and then like the not a post credit, but like the final shot of the movie is like someone in the purple suit like rioting with all like the Joker followers or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it would be, but it would be interesting, I don't think so, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It'd be an interesting take. It'd be a really interesting take on it. Really, really interesting.
I would be fascinated if they did something like that. No, but I don't know whether it'd be good or bad. It depends on how they do that. But I think for me, it's like, okay, this is set when Bruce Wayne is a child. We're not expecting, surely, for this Arthur Fleck in this universe. It's not going to go anywhere. We're never going to see that version of Batman in that universe versus that version of Joker. We're never going to see that. But we've got this really nuanced story about class struggle and about mental health and about the acceptance of that in society. And you've got that, like, really core idea at the center of the film, which is separated from, like, the comics of, like, crazy man dressed like a clown. Mm-hmm. He's a great nuanced character in the comics. He's one of the best villains of all time. But, like, the Joaquin Phoenix, 100%. Todd Phillips adaptation is nothing like any other interpretation, and they are very specific in that. Why would they give him eye makeup? Why would they paint his nose? Why would they give him a red suit instead of a purple? There is a clear vision to distinguish him from Joker, like the Joker. And
But
the
then again,
reason
it's
they do
like-
that is it's yeah.
Which what we were saying before, it's a creative license, isn't it? It's like, yeah, they
Yeah.
want to make Bruce Wayne young. There's no like, what happen with Joker if there is no
But
Batman?
I'm,
like, that kind
I'm
of
just
thing.
saying it's like the idea of that being like, okay, they did the whole, but it's not that they're afraid of keeping it in a universe of Batman
Yeah.
lore, because they killed off Thomas Wayne,
yeah,
right? So the Batman origin is there.
mm-hmm.
Them killing off the Fleck in place of a real Joker, at least implied to be a Joker who's like a young man who would be
yeah.
of like a similar age to Bruce Wayne, would be interesting.
It'd be a very interesting.
But I
take
don't
on
know
it.
if they would do that. I'd love it. I'd love it because
really
I'd be
interesting
like,
to
that would be so ballsy of them, and I'm all about ballsy decisions, because for me, what gets me in a film nowadays is not a kind of twist that's like, oh my god, the CGI face of an actor who's been dead for 40 years. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting them to be in this.
It's not even that. It's like
It's like it's like actual well-written
Yeah.
plot twists. That's what I like, right? Like that's
yeah, it's like. But this is the thing though as well. I think the Harley Quinn thing kind of throws a spanner in the works in it a little bit, but take that out of the picture.
But then it's like they're still being careful to not go too
Yeah.
hard with it, right?
If you take it out of the picture anyway, it's like everyone knows the Joker origin story, knows the Batman origin story. What if you just did this as a prequel to Joker's origin story, to the point where the cliffhanger is this is the actual Joker? You fill it. You don't have to say. You don't have to say it. You fill in the rest.
You
don't have to
leave,
see.
you leave it open to interpretation. It's like you have that, and it's
You
like
could leave it. You could leave it on a. You could leave if you do two movies, a trilogy, whatever it is. They could leave it on a cliffhanger of Joker and Batman, and you don't have to do any more movies because everybody knows the story. It's
Yeah.
like that. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? Which
it's
is
that
quite
thing
nice.
of like you just have an implication of someone who is young and is walking away from it, kills maybe Arthur Fleck, but has the smile. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like that would be like just so I don't know. I'm just waffling at this point. Like I was 17
even
minutes
just having
in,
like
just waffling.
even just having like a mask or some sort of like broken mask or something like that, where you can kind of see scarring on his face. He has like a purple jacket on or something like that, like something just to give a little.
Some sort of
then again, it's like
yeah.
you just leave it on that, and you fill in the rest because you know what happens. You know he falls into a bath of acid. You know he has plenty of things with Batman. You know he falls in love with a psychiatrist. Like
I'm with you. I think for me, like I just
because is Harley Quinn a psychiatrist in this, or is she another prisoner in this?
she's another prisoner. It looks like.
Yeah, so that's again they've completely changed.
It's not.
Harley Quinn's
It's
origin
not
story.
Harleen Quinzel. It's a different character.
Yeah, so they've completely changed that as well.
Yeah.
Do you see Lady Gaga
Yeah.
releasing an album called Harley Quinn?
Incredible. Did she actually? That's brilliant.
Yeah, I saw it on Spotify the other day.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Lady Gaga? Are you joking? She's actually done it. Fucking mad woman. What's she doing?
yeah, Harley Quinn album.
Harley
Lady Gaga.
Quinn album. But what is it though? Is it to do with the film?
I've not listened to it. I don't know if camera can pick that up.
Yeah, I've got it open here. Oh, there's a song called "The Joker" and
I've
"Smile"
not listened to it.
and "Folie."
Oh, that's Life's the last song.
Oh, it's definitely in the film, isn't it?
Yeah.
It must be the
This
film
must be-
soundtrack.
Good morning, get happy, or when the saints. World on a string. If my friends could see me now,
Smile.
that's entertainment. Smile. The Joker. Folie do. Gonna build a mountain close to you. How you mistaken? That's life.
She's
that's a
definitely singing
banger.
all these songs in the film, right?
That's a banger set list.
Yeah.
If they're from the movie.
Kind of interested to hear that, and then.
Bro, if this ending is controversial and that's Life's playing.
Well, that's Life played at the end of the last film, didn't it? That was like the end.
Yeah, didn't it?
So that's going to be like a consistent thread. Either way, I think it'll be interesting.
excited for
I'm personally disappointed in a way that we've got a sequel to it. Because I think it leaves room
could
to
have been
tarnish the
standalone.
original. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the original, and I can understand why you don't like the original. I think for me, it's like I kind of wish people would give it a little bit more credit, because even though it's not completely original, I think it's miles better than a lot of like recent Marvel projects, which isn't saying much, but it's like you look at it, it's like stylized. The way it's shot, like if you watch it in 4K
I'm not
on a
being-
4K
I'm not being
telly,
funny.
it's stunning.
I'm not being funny. It was better than all the DC projects that were out at the time.
Oh yeah, easily.
Bro, it was like Diamond in the Rough, wasn't it?
When did it come out? Alongside like Aquaman 2 or
2019.
something?
Was it not Justice League time?
Oh, probably.
Maybe,
DC
I'm not too
films.
sure.
I don't fucking know, man. It came out the same year as Shazam. No fucking way. It came out between Shazam and Birds of Prey.
So it was a Diamond in the Rough.
I quite like Birds of Prey, to be fair. It's not the best film in the world, but it was. I forget it exists, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was good.
I've actually not watched this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's decent. It wasn't too bad.
I don't really want. Trying to find out what Marvel movies came out at that time.
2019 would have been fucking like Endgame, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Bro, you cannot say.
I said recent
came
Marvel
out-
projects.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
I said
thought you meant as in
recent-
Marvel projects. Sorry.
Get off your
I thought you meant
fucking
Marvel
high
projects.
horse. I'm not going to say it's better than fucking Endgame, am I?
It
What?
came out at the same year as Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Far From Home.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's stylized, right? It's not a superhero
It's
film.
different.
That's
Yeah,
what,
100%.
and I think that's what DC are good
Do you
at.
know what?
And I think
I want
DC at
more
the minute.
villain movies.
This is what I was saying. I kind of didn't want them to do a Joker 2. I kind of wanted them to do Two-Face or Mr. Freeze.
Mate.
Mr. Freeze is begging for like a serious adaptation. That's such a
Even
good
Poison
story.
Ivy. But imagine a Poison Ivy story though in the style of Joker and the Batman.
How would you do that though? Realistically, how would you do
I
that?
don't know.
Because it's that sense of realism.
just think
and I
that-
think with Mr. Freeze, people forget is like it's an actual tragic story there. It's like he loses his wife and he cryogenically freezes her and he's, you know, and it becomes this sort of descent into madness because of that. Two-Face, oh, God,
Two-Face is so
but that's what I'm saying. If they did it in different styles, it's like Joker in the style of King of Comedy, perfect, right? But like a Two-Face in the style of a political drama, incredible. Mr.
Now, there's
Freeze
just-
in terms of like
there's something
psychological
about,
horror.
like, there's just something about like the, I know it sounds bad, like the body horror side of like Poison Ivy, like the thorns and the plants that I think would suit a darker atmosphere, if that makes sense. Obviously,
So Sheard.
the origin of how she gets her powers and stuff isn't as like Joker-esque or Mr. Freeze-esque or Two-Face-esque. It's just a bit like she gets plant-based powers. But I think the way that her powers are, and I think with what it is like the plants and stuff, you could do like quite a gritty version. Like imagine having a Poison Ivy, but it's like she doesn't have bright roses and bright flowers. It's more like dark and gritty, or like thorns and stuff like that.
I could imagine it, yeah. I don't know if it's something I could see working, but I think a lot of the key Batman villains leave themselves up to some great
like
stories.
a mini series.
Yeah.
More, isn't it?
But there's the thing with that they're doing at the minute. Now, I would have said a Penguin origin story film would have been banging, but we now got the Penguin series, which has started. I've only seen the first episode. I don't know if you've seen any.
I've not seen any of it. To be honest, I actually completely missed it.
So I know we've talked about the Batman before in the past.
Yeah,
what are
we
your
talked about it
thoughts on the Batman?
I thought Batman was incredible. I genuinely didn't know how I was going to feel about it. Robert Pattinson's fucking incredible. I really enjoyed it. I thought it. Do you know what? I thought the Batman was great because it felt like it set up a world. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
I felt like there were so many cameos in it. Not even cameos. There were so many characters in it who you wouldn't have realised is this character or could be this person in the future. That kind of thing.
But they did so much with
Like,
it,
just the
building
name
that world,
drops.
didn't they? But it's like I love that. It's like
Wait, isn't Two-Face in Joker? We haven't even mentioned this.
oh fuck, you're right as well. Harvey
What's
Dent.
his name?
Harvey
Dent
is in
his name
Joker.
dropped in Joker.
He's
We've not even mentioned this.
He's someone, isn't he? He's in there, but I don't know if
well,
he's.
what is he usually? Political figure? Harvey
Yeah.
Dent? What was Harvey?
I can't remember what his
Yeah.
exact job title was, but like he's like a attorney or something. I'm not an attorney.
Yeah,
that's
something
not
like
right.
that.
What is his? Harvey Dent.
Gotham City's former district attorney
District
who becomes a criminal
attorney.
mastermind. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah. I completely. Yeah, he's named. He got named dropped from one of the trailers.
Hmm.
It would be pretty cool.
I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they would, and I'll tell you why I don't think they would is because it's too close to the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
we've already got a Two-Face origin
but
on
it could
film
lead for a potential
in a Joker film. Yeah, in the future though.
But
It depends on what they do with that world, doesn't it?
It could, yeah. But here's the thing: it's like you could do like a Harvey Dent story, but just have it like don't have Joker in it. Just do your Joker 2-3 movies, and then in a few years time,
I don't think we. I think at the most do a trilogy.
Don't need a third one.
You don't need a third one. Well, it depends on where it ends, but I just can't see them doing much more with it. But that's the thing I love, right? So so I'm a big Batman fan. I kind of grew up with Batman. I grew up with Spider-Man initially. Lego Batman game was unreal, but also the Arkham games. It's like I love the Rogues Gallery that I'd kind of discovered through those games, and like how many iconic villains are in like the Batman Rogues Gallery. And I think there's a lot to be done there. I think that's what again, as we say, like about the Batman, it's like we got like brand new Batman. You got Alfred, you got Penguin and the Iceberg Lounge. You got Catwoman. You got Riddler.
Yeah.
You got Joker. You got.
You didn't even get Joker properly though. You got Joker in Joker wasn't officially in it, which I think works so well. Yeah,
and you had what's his name? I can't remember what his fucking name is. The mob boss, Falcone.
Oh yes.
So the mob families are massive in early DC Batman stuff, and they're in the Nolan films, and that's going to be a big part of the Penguin series. Clearly, from watching the first episode, I have to say, I fucking love it. I love it already. I think it's such a step in the right direction. It's so nice to watch a DC project that I'm like, this is actually very good and very well written. And I was worried. Admittedly, I was worried because The Batman was a great film. Beautiful cinematography, brilliant direction, fantastic like story, clearly well constructed over a long period of time. However, you do immediately the follow-up to that is a series for TV made for streaming, and I thought, it's not going to be as good. And it's about the Penguin. I thought, okay, cool, they're doing a crime thing. Genuinely, you probably at this point in time, like if you weren't familiar with Penguin, if you weren't familiar with like Falcone, Maroni,
I'm gonna have to watch
the crime
it
families.
I'm not massive.
But if you weren't, if you're not, you could watch it, and it would be a gripping.
To watch it because I don't. Yeah.
But you could watch it as a gripping crime drama. They've done it perfectly, where it is the characters, and you will slowly get to know them. But at the minute, as it stands, there's no like. It's just a crime drama, and it's so good already that I'm like, I am so into it because Colin Farrell is a fucking great actor, and he's absolutely killing it as the Penguin. He's not even called the Penguin yet. He's not even earned his name yet.
Is he not?
No, because it's like an insult. This is the whole thing. It's like because he's a character who's got disabilities, he's in a sort of nastily way called the Penguin because he's got a long nose and he's got like a sort of mangled, sort of deformed foot that he sort of hobbles as well. But
so I've googled who like the rumored villains are for the next movie, or who the rumored villain is.
Oh, there's always I think we've talked about this before, where it's like it's genuinely
Hush.
Yeah,
as
that
potential.
would be, and that would be.
And
incredible.
I've seen Clayface as well.
That was talked about a while ago, but I honestly don't know. So
Clayface, I don't think's ever been done.
So the interesting thing is, as we're talking about this now, we are actually 2 years away from the next Batman film.
Are we?
Yeah.
DFI that then. Doesn't matter.
4-year gap between the films.
Jesus.
We're taking my time, but you know what? I fucking like it.
Yeah,
the Star Wars trilogy, original trilogy, and prequels were one film every 3 years.
Yeah.
Had a 2-year gap in between. This was got a 3-year gap in between, and you know what? I fucking respect it for that. I like that.
Mate, a Clayface would be amazing in that.
I'd love them to do Clayface because I feel like they could do something really interesting and like refreshing with it.
They could do an amazing spin on it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones.
How they did the spin on the Riddler, they could do an amazing spin on Clayface.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's like I kind of want them to lean more into the kind of fantastical side without turning into Marvel, but I want them to keep that gritty realism but go into more fantastical concepts. Like I'd love to see Clayface in a sort of weird body horror kind of way would be fascinating.
Yeah.
But also, I
That's
could imagine
what I
them
was
doing
thinking.
Hush. I could imagine them doing Two-Face. I could imagine them doing all these other ones.
Yeah.
I'm game for it. Like, I really, really think they're gonna cook.
The Riddler was such a great. It was such a great adaptation of the Riddler. Like, such a great change.
But also,
for
what
him.
I love is Matt Reeves is like attached, and I love that
Yeah.
Matt Reeves is attached because he's such a fucking talented filmmaker.
Yeah.
I mean, he did the Planet. I think he did 2 of the Planet of the Apes films, or 3 of them. Maybe he did the trilogy. I'm not sure, but he did
Did you do the original trilogy?
like the newer ones, not
Oh,
the
the newer
not,
ones.
not the newest ones, but like 2014,
Like
2017.
Yeah.
Those ones,
Like just Dawn of the Planet of the Apes,
Dawn and War.
Rise. Yeah.
Don't think he did Rise, but I think he did.
Is it Dawn, Rise, and then War?
No, it's Rise, Dawn, then War, I think. But he is like, he's only worked on, I mean, his filmography is like, he's got a few smaller films, ones that I haven't admittedly seen. Then he did Cloverfield, which was quite a big film at the time.
That was quite big. That was huge when it came out.
And then he did another film which I haven't heard of, and then did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes, then The Batman. Like, as far as that goes, I'm like, okay, because the Planet of the Apes films were genuinely pretty good.
Bangers.
Yeah, they're good, right?
Yeah,
they're
are
good
movies.
films. Like, whatever you think about the whole thing, they are successful as a franchise for a reason. And the fact that Matt Reeves is doing it with the Batman, it's like he's taking his fucking time, and I love that. Not only that, but he's involved with the Penguin on a sort of like executive level. So he's overseeing the production, but that is it.
Yeah.
Like, he's not writing it, he's not directly involved with it, and I love it. Because I'm watching it now, even though it's not.
I want
like,
to rewatch the
shot-
Batman again because I've only seen it once or twice when it first came out.
Bro,
I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch
bro,
it just because
honestly,
I just want
it's-
to like see all the references again. Like,
It's so much in it. It's a long film.
'Cause I remember
That's my
co-
only
I remember
criticism. It's
coming
a
out of
long,
it.
long film.
I remember coming out of it being like, God, like I'd love to see this film. I'd love to see that story continue. Like that was my biggest thing for it. Is like just the setup for it. It felt like a proper like.
I think it has potential to be the
it
best
felt
like
like-
Batman
Yeah, like,
series of films. I feel like we had the Chris
Yeah,
Nolan ones, which are top, but like I actually don't think Batman Begins is all that great, and I don't think Batman Dark Knight Rises is all that
It
great.
just set like I don't know, like the Batman, like the Matt Reeves ones, they just set up so well. It's like it feels like I don't even know how to describe it. I feel like they've set out so many things, but those things don't need to resolve. Like I'm
Yeah.
not being funny. They're talking about doing a completely different villain who's not been in it at all. Like if that makes sense. It's like
The one thing that I loved about it though is that we got Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman, right? We haven't
felt
really
like a
seen
proper-
any of those characters in a big scale Batman film in a
Yeah.
long time. Catwoman, we got in Dark Knight Rises, but it was kind of a
Yeah.
loose adaptation. Penguin, I
have to
genuinely
agree with
don't think we've had a Penguin character adaptation since Danny DeVito.
no.
And then I don't think we've ever
haven't.
had a live action. Well, we have with Jim Carrey, but since Jim Carrey, and it's like we've got these
yeah.
fantastic characters, and first film they go for these incredible like characters. Which,
That's why I love it though, because it feels, and what I'm saying is, it feels real. It feels like Arkham City. It's like when we talk about the Lego Batman game, the Lego Batman game feels so intertwined. Like you feel like in Arkham City, all of these different films are playing a part and have their
they
different bits.
coexist.
Yeah, they coexist. It's where it's like when you have Batman in the DCU, when you have even in Christopher Nolan's, bar the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight kind of starts it with obviously the Harvey Dent stuff, the Joker stuff. Like it still feels pretty separated. Whereas with this, it's like you got Catwoman, Penguin, Riddler, Joker set up.
They're trying
but
to
they
make it
all
more like the
worked.
comics, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Whereas Chris
they
Nolan had
all
a
worked.
vision.
It doesn't feel forced either. It's like it feels like they all intertwine so well. Like the city doesn't feel overcrowded. It doesn't feel like it's put in there for fan service. It feels like a proper Arkham City where this stuff just is how it is. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's great, and I think they do a
gonna
fantastic
have to
job
rewatch
with
it.
that. It's a brilliant film, and I really can't wait to revisit it eventually. I've watched it this year. It's brilliant. I love it. You got to watch it on the best. You got to watch it on a top tier
Yeah.
bit of kit though. You have to watch it on a good screen, good sound system,
Yeah,
because
good
you'll
sound
get the
system.
benefit of it. It's one of those films. I actually think the Batman is one of the best superhero films in terms of cinematography. Full stop.
I mean, it's
full
beautiful.
fucking stop. But that's because
it's dark at times, but it's
yeah, but it works.
Beautiful.
Greg Fraser
it works.
again is a phenomenally talented director of photography, and he is on fucking fire in this film. And okay, it wasn't nominated for an Oscar, but who won the Oscar that year? Greg Fraser for doing Dune. So you can't knock him. He's still cooking.
Jesus. Yeah. It's unreal, like.
Yeah, I genuinely, it's absolutely fantastic. It's a proper.
Even Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson plays an amazing Bruce Wayne. Such a good. He's just even that like the adaptation of Bruce Wayne is different. Like it doesn't.
I do want them
like
to go more into
Bruce
the Playboy kind of aspect of Bruce Wayne a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of want. I like this early iteration, but I like that. I kind of want him to. It's a great way of doing the character, in my opinion, because what you've got a version of Batman who's in year one, right? He's just Batman. Mm-hmm. And he's hidden away from the public. That's when he comes out to the funeral. There's a lot of like questions like, "Oh my god, it's Bruce Wayne," whatever. The interesting thing about it there is you've got this character he's become Batman.
Yeah.
But what he hasn't learned to do yet is wear the cowl of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He's still learning how to do that, and he hasn't got it yet. He needs to be seen at these public events and stuff, and he is Batman. That's what the whole thing of that's the whole way Bruce Wayne Batman's always worked. Is Bruce Wayne is Batman, and the Bruce Wayne we see as a playboy is the mask.
It's Batman is 1, Bruce Wayne is 2, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Like Bruce Wayne is the alter.
And what this version of Batman hasn't got yet is his alter ego, which is Bruce Wayne. Right? He hasn't got that yet.
I wonder if they would. I wonder how, like the gap between them. I wonder if they would do it a few years afterwards, or if it would be like very soon. Obviously, with the Penguin, I assume the Penguin's after the Batman.
The Penguin is a few weeks after the Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder how long after that. I
wonder
if
it's weird because I don't know if it was like planned or set up in a way, but like the way the Penguin starts, I'm like, yeah, of course it starts like this. It's like it completely plays off the ending of the Batman, which is that basically the mob boss of Gotham was assassinated, and there is now a power vacuum.
Yeah,
and I think that's so fucking interesting. Mm-hmm. And I think that the way they do it is like the Penguin starts with a recap of the Batman and then throws you right into it a couple weeks later, and it's like the same locations, same sets, and I'm like, this is fucking gorgeous. I love it. I love that they did the Iceberg Lounge. I love that they did all this sort of stuff. It just feels so authentic and real, and I love that it feels slightly less cinematic, but it's still clearly the same world and aesthetic. They've got the aesthetic knocked down, nailed to a T, but they haven't tried to emulate Greg Fraser's like overall vision. And the great thing about that is when they do the Batman Part 2, it will feel like a film.
Yeah. And
this feels like a TV show, but a fucking good TV show, because TV shows can also look really, really good. And this is a TV show that is, and it just gives me hope, because whatever they're doing with the DCEU, like we're yet to see what's going on with the DCEU, right? We actually don't know. I don't think it's chaos. It just hasn't started.
Yeah, that's true. They've had a few photos from Superman, haven't we? But
I think I'm quite excited for Superman. I mean, James Gunn written and directed version of Superman. I am actually fascinated to see, because I think he's a very talented filmmaker with a very distinct style. And I think he could do a very good job with that. And I think what DC have got spot fucking right on is they've got everything. They don't need to narrow it to one cinematic universe. That's where Marvel that's where DC are taking advantage of it, and that's what James Gunn knows, I think, is you've got the DCEU, you're going to have this like kind of a bit more bright and colourful version of Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern and the Justice League, and you're going to do all that. However, at the same time, you've got this darker, grittier Batman universe, which is kind of for a different demographic. The DCEU will appeal to the merchandise side of things, right? There'll be good films, but they'll be kind of like big, bold, colourful. Whereas they've still, but if you want dark noir kind of crime thriller, you get this. And I think there's some of that.
I think it's more if you want like what DC is. Like DC is naturally darker. Like, it is. I think. I just think DC is not, and even the Batman side. It's so the best side of Batman is the dark side of Batman.
Oh, 100%. I think it's fascinating because you've got you've got so much, and I think it's interesting that Marvel are kind of leaning into it as well. By extension of Marvel, I kind of mean Sony. I don't know if you've seen. I didn't even know this was commissioned, but they're filming
Spider-Man Noir.
a live-action Spider-Man Noir starring Nicolas Cage, and I'm like,
yeah,
where the fuck did that come from?
This got announced just after, or not long after, Spider-Verse came out. I'm pretty sure.
Right, I see.
Because there was also
like,
a
wow.
Silk live action in the works through, might have been HBO. Not 100% sure, maybe Paramount. I don't know.
Okay.
But that sadly got cancelled. But I think that could be very good.
Everything Sony's doing should be cancelled.
I've said this before. I think the superhero companies just need to be more bold. I think they need to just branch out.
I think Marvel is on a
Batman.
trajectory to sort of crash headfirst into something rough.
I love Batman. I love the Joker. But I've said this before on many of the podcast episodes. I love like the originals. I love superheroes who haven't really been depicted again. Spider-Man Noir I think will be incredible. Silk would have been amazing if they'd done it. Miles Morales was a perfect example. Like,
I wanted to see a good. I think it's for me. It's like I feel like I've seen it with Marvel now. I've seen the best of what they've got to offer, and that's why I'm excited for DC because it's new. James Gunn is a really talented filmmaker. He really, really is, and he's made some fucking great films. I mean, the Guardians trilogy is excellent. The fucking Suicide Squad film he made was excellent. Peacemaker was really good, but above all, the Scooby-Doo films are really good as well. So that, to me, is like... No, but he's a great filmmaker who understands a lot of areas that like some filmmakers just don't quite get. When you're at a corporate level like that, there's a lot of pressure, and he knows how to balance that, I think, and he's made some really great projects with that. I mean, he got, Suicide Squad and Peacemaker off the ground, and they both came out really well. Yeah. I don't think that's any surprise at all. And I'm so glad that like this is going the way it's going, because Superman, I think, was really good. You're going to have people who will always hate it, because... They much prefer they much prefer the Cavill version, but I'm really excited because I feel like that, and I think
the Cavill version was
in the public
consciousness.
In the public consciousness, Henry Cavill as Superman and the surrounding universe of that is a fucking mess. It's an absolute mess, and you need a clean slate. And I think this brand new, lesser known actor to kind of come in and take the mantle.
They're hard boots to fill, like. Don't get me wrong. They are hard boots to fill.
They are, but I think the guy looks the part, and I'm very, very excited to see what they do with it. And I'll tell you now, like, I will be going to see this film, and I'll be very excited when I see the first.
I will 100%.
Trailer.
On board for DCU. I love the continuing stories. I'm interested to see where they go with it. There's been so many casting calls for Green Lantern Corps TV shows, which would be amazing. Like,
I'm excited just to see the characters adapted properly, and that's what I'm all about. I'm not a big DC guy, but I'm a very big Batman guy. That's it.
Superman first. They're doing Hawk Girl in Superman, which is like never been done. She's not been done. Like even that off rip, like they're doing lesser known. I'm sure. I think it's something like Hawk Girl, something like that.
I'm not actually sure.
Because I'm sure there's been photos from something. Hang on, I'm sure.
I don't know if they're actually filming. Oh, there are characters in this. You mean in the Superman film?
Yeah.
I think you might be right, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Hawk Girl actress. Yeah, they are. Sierra Renee.
Clark Kent, Superman, Lois Lane, Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern Guy Gardner.
Well, yeah, because Green Lantern's supposed to be in it as well.
Metamorpho.
Yeah, so it seems like a proper like
interesting. Oh god, so good. Lex Luthor as well. I didn't realize Nicholas Hoult was playing Lex Luthor. Fucking hell, that's a good casting.
Yeah,
bro's
it's good.
Fucking actor. Do you know?
I think it could be a really good, like what we've just been talking about with the Batman. I think it could be a very good like world setter. Like it could set up the world very, very, very well. And that's what I'm excited about. There's so many. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
It's expected that James Gunn's brother Sean is expected to appear as businessman Maxwell Lord. That's very funny. Oh my god. I'm very excited to see what they're gonna yeah. But that thing is about that excites me because it's like a whole new era. The Clark Kent look and the Superman look are both great.
Have they confirmed It's not a Superman origin story, is it?
Don't know. I don't think it is.
Because from the cast and from the sounds of it, it sounds like to me we're like gonna get dropped into the universe where it's already established. Like if you're gonna have Hawkgirl, Supergirl, Guy Gardner in it, to me it sounds like we're going to be already well deep into like a world, if that makes sense. Which I'm excited for. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But that's the only way I can imagine them justifying having so many people, like having a Green Lantern Corps in it, having Lex Luthor in it. Maybe he's already like a multi-millionaire businessman. Having Supergirl in it as well, and Hawkgirl in it. Like
they're making it a bigger thing straight away, and they're doing they're doing some interesting things now. I don't know if that's the best way to go about it or not. I genuinely don't know. I don't know if it's going to be too much having that many characters in one, but I'm open to it and I'm interested by it. And I think the thing with Superman is like I've seen it done with Man of Steel, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. I think it's so gritty and real, and there was the films of that era was sort of giving a bit of a vibe, a bit like Godzilla and stuff like that. It was trying to go really like balls to the wall, but
all
of
the
like
Justice
really
League as well.
Grey,
Batman vs Superman, Justice League was.
Yeah.
They tried to do like the lighter ones, like Shazam was like a lighter one.
But they did it too late.
Aquaman was a darker one as well.
They did it too late. Is they kind of fucked it a little bit in areas. I think there's some good stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's time now to start afresh and like a new Superman, a new cast of people. I'm like, this is so what DC have needed, and I'm like so down for it. Like, I don't know if Blue Beetle's in that universe, but I enjoyed that film.
Blue Beetle's supposed to be the first.
Yeah, I enjoyed Blue Beetle. It didn't do amazingly, but it was kind of made in that sort of interim period of films.
I believe Blue Beetle is supposed to be the first of the DC EU.
I enjoyed it, you know.
As far as I'm aware, I still have yet to watch it.
It underperformed.
Once we get closer to Superman, I will probably watch it then. Not that I think it's going to be connected, but just to like with it being the start.
You know what? I kind of feel like they referenced like Superman and Batman in Blue Beetle.
Possibly, probably.
But I don't know 100%. I enjoyed it though. I can't lie. Like I've it's weird that it's kind of come out and I've seen it. But it was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it got 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's already not bad. It's like a good... You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me... I think I've talked about this before. We're kind of covering established ground previously, but like, it kind of reminded me of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Not as good as that, but I think it was like a cool, down-to-earth
similar,
vibe.
Yeah. Similar like Origin kind of style.
Yeah.
Like a street level style.
Yeah, I would have loved it as a kid. I would have loved it as a kid, basically.
Yeah, like a street level origin story.
Yeah, 100%. It's an out of time superhero film.
Yeah,
really, really well made. Really, really like down to earth. Really cool, but it just got lost in a swamp sea of other comic book film projects.
Marvel projects.
Yeah, basically. But to wrap it up, I think Joker. Going back to Joker, I mean, we talked about DC. I mean, it was a general DC episode anyway. We knew it would be. Like what excites me about this film is there must be a reason they've made a sequel, and they've obviously got a new direction. They went into sort of like a musical direction. You got Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn.
You know what, generally, the thing I'm most excited about is to see Lady Gaga's Harley Quinn. I actually think, honestly, I think she's going to be really good.
Lady Gaga is a great actress as well as singer, so I'm very interested to see how they do it and what they do with it. But I genuinely think it's really, really good, and I just think she could be
very good, and I think she could bounce off Joaquin Phoenix very well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Joaquin Phoenix is a phenomenal actor as well, who I'm just so excited to see. I'm so glad he came back for this because I'm like, I wouldn't have expected him to. So for he's doing it, I'm sort of thinking
he won an Oscar for this, didn't he?
He won an Oscar for the first film, yeah. Which is kind of a travesty because he's done many, many phenomenal film roles, and he's deserved it way before now. But because it's you know, but fair play. It's excellent, you know. And he did an excellent job with it, and I am excited for it. Now the film will already be out by the time this episode comes out, so obviously let us know what you think below.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a little bit if we've both seen it, where we'll do we'll do what we did last time, where we did like we say we have 5 minutes to talk about 10 minutes to talk about this thing. Just to quickly go over it. What was that for? Deadpool. That was for Deadpool.
Yeah. We'll maybe talk about it when we've seen it. Yeah, I'm hoping to see it soon, but I honestly I've missed so many films recently. I've missed so many films recently. I really want to see Alien Romulus. Never got to see that. I still haven't seen it. Beetlejuice 2. Never got to see that. I'm hoping this isn't going to be added to the list of films that I never got to see in cinemas. But we'll see. Maybe I'll end up watching it.
I'm still yet to start Agatha All Along, so I'm kind of sad.
I have not gone near Marvel in a while, but yeah.
Do you know what? Agatha All Along, I think it's going to be a banger.
Well, it's like 5 episodes out now, isn't it? Surely we can tell by now whether it's good or not. It feels like it's been out for a few weeks.
Characters, they're introducing one of my favourite villains, potentially.
Who?
In it. Lady Death. I cannot fucking wait.
Bit late now they've killed off Thanos, though, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. But
yeah.
Never know.
Sure.
Could be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's interesting. Penguin's my boy.
That's fair. Let's move over to just news.
Yay! Let's do it.
I feel like I'm throwing it back slightly with this one. It's very reminiscent of an old news story that we did very
All right.
very early. So
okay.
From Sky News, other news sources are available.
Hit me with it, yeah.
Oh,
fuck's sake. I just realised what you did.
I did it on purpose.
Very good. So for those, I just probably explained that because it's a bit of an inside joke. Yeah, there was a TikTok that went around of like
men on podcasts,
men on like early days podcasts. It's like, other news sources are available. Other brands are available, and he got sort of called out on it. Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah,
I sent that to you.
I did it on purpose. Escaped capybara. Who Zoo calls on public for help locating missing cinnamon.
Now we are. This is very early Just News territory because this is giving Ken Allen.
Exactly.
Already.
Who News and Dinosaur World posted on Facebook.
Wait. Who knew?
Who Zoo and Dinosaur World posted on Facebook to announce its beloved capybara Cinnamon had gone missing and asked the public to report any sightings.
I thought it was the cinnamon that had gone missing and it belonged to the capybara, not that it was called cinnamon.
You
Fuck's
idiot.
sake.
Oh my god.
Well, you're reading. I can't fucking see it yet. Okay, I'm seeing it.
Warning that the giant rodent should not be approached. Threat to humanity.
Fuck me.
A capybara is on the loose in Shropshire after absconding from a tower. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Who Zoo and Dinosaur World posted on Facebook. Yeah, literally. Announces beloved capybara cinema had gone missing on Friday. The small family-run zoo on the outskirts of Telford asked the public to report any sightings.
Where is Telford?
Shropshire.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, that narrows it down. Thank you. Telford.
South. Very south.
Nah, man. This is like it's like Newport kind of area.
Another one added the list of to visit.
Yeah.
Asked the public to report any signs and added that the driver should not be approached. It said the animal had last been seen on a nearby road on Saturday evening.
Oh, this is sad. You've done it again.
Beloved capybara Cinnamon escaped from her habitat and entered the woodland within the zoo grounds, the zoo said. Unfortunately, we haven't had any further sightings of Cinnamon since Saturday evening, despite having teams working around the clock to locate her. It is likely that Cinnamon is in the vicinity of the zoo. The Hummers and surrounding fields where there is ample food and plenty of ponds. The zoo said it has reported the escape of the council in line with the council conditions of its zoo license.
Okay, now.
It added that under no circumstances should a member of the public try to capture the animal by themselves, explaining that although capybaras are genuinely friendly and inquisitive animals, Cinnamon could become unpredictable if alarmed or concerned. Cinnamon has a fantastic bond with her keepers, and it is likely that she will be encouraged.
Corners. Not concerned. Corners.
Wait, what? Wait, where was it? Oh, and there's not the corner. Jeez.
It's okay. We've both been at work today. We're
Cinnamon
cooking.
has a fantastic bond with her keepers, and it is likely that she can be encouraged back to her habitat with no physical intervention. The zoo added, "Please wish to." So,
what the hell is going on with this?
I'm going to Google. I got this article about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh no!
So I'm going to Google.
Oh no!
Whether she was found.
I tell you what's going to happen. She's going to find a child, and she's now been shot to death.
Cinnamon, the capybara, reunited with family.
Yay! Oh, it's a good ending.
News.
Oh my god!
The capybara who went missing from Shropshire Zoo sparking news coverage around the world, has been united with her family and has settled back in.
Oh,
Who said
fantastic.
Cinnamon celebrated her first birthday while she was celebrated her first birthday while she was on the run.
Love that. Just like
So
Ralmo.
she was less than 1 year old. But he said it's quite possible that it's quite possible that she just popped down the pub and had a week-long hangover. The giant rodent is recovering in private and should be on display again in the next week. Thank God. This could have been
so
a
happy.
car crash.
I was really... hang on. Oh,
I'd love to meet a capybara. It'd be quite cool. Capybara!
You'd love to be a capybara?
Videos. No, I'd love to meet a capybara.
Oh, right. It's just reminded me, you haven't seen The Boys, have you?
No.
Oh, it's a shame. Some good capybara content in that latest season.
Good.
Like,
she was found in a pond.
Oh, that's sad.
Cinnamon the capybara captured in pond.
Hang on, BBC News. Rumours of a movie. The zoo confirmed its new star attraction would get a belated first birthday party on the 12th of October. Hang on.
That's
in
like a week and a bit's time.
Couple days from when this comes out. Yeah. Now the dangerous past will probably be stupid not to capitalise a little bit. Yeah, they're fucking right. In today's economy, you may as well. Cinnamon teddies, magnets and clothing are now available with 100 orders in the first day alone.
Fez.
Now that we know she's fit and healthy... What do you mean by that? Now that we know she's fit and healthy and she's safe, we can have a... She's 1 year old, man. Come on. Get off it a bit. Jesus Christ.
She said she was 12.
Oh, no. Oh, God. We can have a bit... Oh, now that she's fit, healthy and she's safe, we can have a bit of fun with it.
Hey, yo.
A children's book is in the works and even rumours of a film. No, fucking hell.
No.
But Will confirmed Hollywood is not called yet. I keep hearing rumours of a movie, but we haven't been approached by anyone. Cinnamon is back on public display on Saturday and is expected to pull in the crowds. Last Saturday we were very, very busy. Busier than we would expect to be for a Saturday in September. I'd say the proof is in the next couple of weeks. That's really nice.
That's cute. We'll have to go and visit. The thing is, though, I'm quite happy because as much as it's like they said it was like a small family-run zoo.
Yeah.
It's quite nice that they're getting the exposure and they can have all these orders and they get money. It means they can expand the zoo and get
it's nice,
Cinnamon
isn't
2 Electric Boogaloo.
It is really nice. So it's Who Zoo and Dinosaur World in Shropshire.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
I think it's...
Holy shit, they've got dinosaurs?
Yo, it's Jurassic Park.
It literally is Jurassic Park. They've actually got a Jurassic... They've got a... Fucking hell. This is a proper throwback one, isn't it?
This is...
Jurassic Mark mentioned, Raoul Moat mentioned, Ken Allen mentioned. God, Raoul Moat's mentioned every week, to be fair. That's nothing new.
got wolves.
You got wolves?
What?
The fuck? Hang on.
Dinosaurs?
Hang on. What have they got? Visit. What have you got? What even is it, though? They've just got dinosaurs.
Bro, is that a lynx?
We're just looking at a zoo now.
Yeah, this is not good content.
No,
anyway.
This is terrible content, but it's interesting. I just want to know what they have. You can be a keeper for a day. Badger watching. No, this is shit, actually. Well, you know what? I'm really glad. I'm really glad.
They have an area called the African Zone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the African Zone.
For the animals,
bizarre British
right?
wildlife. The African Zone. Wallaby Woods.
British wildlife would be shit, wouldn't it?
The farm is best known for its famous sheep steeplechase and a highly entertaining must for anyone visiting the area. The woolly jumpers with names like Black Midget, The Snail, and Big Boy.
Well, you kind of say that.
Race all over the course with 5 fences. Fleeces Brook.
What the fuck? They can't get away with that nowadays, can they?
Rival their... What?
What the fuck is this?
What?
What is Who's Who cooking? Sorry, Who's Who in Dinosaur World? What are they cooking? You can't say that though as well. You can't.
What? What? Bro, I take back. Maybe they shouldn't have the exposure.
Maybe they don't need any exposure. They're gonna get cancelled in a week. Oh my god.
Bro, let's leave that there. Oh my god.
Fucking hell. That's just mental. What even is...
What on earth?
Oh, God. A daily timetable.
Why does it go from... Bro, it's... What? That is...
I don't like this.
Anyway, shall we wrap up this episode?
Yeah, I think let's not go any further.
Thank you
We're fucking
so
who's
much
who.
for listening to this episode
Oh,
on Nostalgia
dear.
Bin. If you enjoyed, please leave a hearty 5-star review if you're on Spotify, or leave us a like on YouTube. It was
gotta
greatly
be a hearty
appreciated.
one.
Subscribe and follow, depending on what platform you're on. We are rapidly growing in subscribers. It's quite scary how big the channel's become. Even on Spotify, like, we've seen exponential growth recently. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Check out TikTok, Instagram, all of the rest. We love you lots, and we shall see you next week for whatever I've messed up in the planning and happens to come next week.
Yeah,
and I apologise for
whatever
not
the
knowing
fuck
in
is
advance.
next.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Whatever it's going to
something,
be.
something.
Yeah.
Hopefully, a little bit spooky, maybe.
Spooky. Hopefully.
For
Fingers
Halloween, a little bit spooky,
crossed. Yeah.
maybe.
We'll definitely see you on Halloween for a,
Oh, we
for
will.
a special Halloween episode.
Well, that's not. That's
Definitely.
too far ahead. That's like 3 weeks away. Let's. We haven't done anything yet. Come on.
And we're
Okay.
going to be there.
Okay. Oh,
We'll be there no matter what.
day one.
But yeah, thank you
All right.
very much. And we
Thank you
will
for
see
watching, everyone.
Next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.